Today I'm here to answer one simple question. How are all of your relationships? How are all of your relationships? A question that makes me want to call my aunt. A question that makes me want to hang out with my friends more. A question that, at the crux of it, makes me feel lonely. Now, that is a statement that may have you scoffing or rolling your eyes, but unfortunately for my generation, there's a lot of truth in that sentiment. There's truth in the extreme isolation we feel daily. It's odd. I feel as though we are known as the generation to be the most interconnected, the one that can talk to anyone, anywhere, at any time. The truth is that it takes deliberate and conscious effort in order for many of us to integrate social interaction into our routines. And this is because of the internet. At the very foundation, the internet was built to control and disengage us from ourselves, each other, and our communities. There seems to be this prevalent feeling that I believe is closer to a common misconception, that the internet is somehow borderless, that it is a tool to connect us to the rest of the world, and that it has such a quality of omnipresence that it persists outside of any one nation, any border's power, that this tool allows you to be connected in some capacity to anyone, anywhere in the world. And that seems pretty connected. But ultimately, without any infrastructure to back this appearance, this promise is ultimately hollow. The unfortunate truth is that the internet was never built with equality in mind. It was never meant to take on a distributed infrastructure. And when we look at the physical infrastructure of the internet, this becomes a little transparently obvious. The internet, the physical undersea cables, haven't changed much since its wartime, since inception. It keeps the global north connected. There was always a hierarchy in mind when the internet was built, and any additions since have only been made in contribution to maintain the original centralization of power. In Prehistory of the Cloud, Tung Huihu's critique, transnational networks always exceed a sovereign state's ability to regulate outside its borders, underscores this point. This belief that there is something so true in its unassailable nature that it wholly embodies the metaphysical and the physical stems from the assumption that equality is obtainable in some capacity. Through access to something boundless, we too can become boundless. This is why we so readily embrace the false narrative of the interconnected internet. For humanity, the ultimate desire is connection under any pretext. The internet attracts us with the illusion of interconnectivity, promising a network that grants access to connection, yet the very act of being granted something by an external entity destroys any sense of equality one might have achieved through these connections. This profound deception, this ruse that masks the true nature of our digital interactions. In this web of connectivity, the sense of equality is shattered by the hierarchy inherent to the system. The supposed neutrality of the internet tries its best to obscure the centralization of power. We are drawn to this illusion only to, at the end of the day, find ourselves ensnared in a structure that perpetrates this inequality. Today, more than ever, the internet is a part of our daily lives. Ever since its inception, it's slowly been leaking into the physical world. We went from computers taking up whole rooms to one sitting inside your pocket. Sometimes you can't even go into restaurants without having to scan a QR code. So these days, when I'm at the grocery store, I find that it is often the case that there are 20 self-checkout lanes and 2 lanes in which a physical person is stationed. And I can't help but feel as though this new vestige of autonomy is just another way in which technology is being used as a middleman for a higher power to exercise their power over us. That this isn't just about efficiency, it's about shifting responsibility. They give us an illusion of choice, self-checkout versus cashier, while delegating extra labor onto us. They are purposefully isolating and exhausting us. And at the end of the day, this isn't just about who can ring up your bananas faster. This is just another way in which they are further shifting labor onto individuals.